Welcome to the 87th episode of Enterprise Architecture Radio. 87 episodes, that's, if you calculate it in decimal, it's 1.6 years. It's more than 1.5 years. I've been doing this for 1.5 years. I've come a long way. I started with one subscriber to begin with, and today I have quite a few. And thank you very much for that. If you've noticed, the 87th episode was supposed to be published last week, Thursday, but it did not. And I'm having trouble thinking of topics, doing research on the topics, and then publishing them this week as well. And the reason is work has been just too hectic. During the weekdays, it is absolutely impossible for me to find time to do research. Day starts early in the morning and ends in the evening, and I'm not getting sufficient time to work out or spend time with the children and the wife, and there are complaints all around. And then if I try to spend time on the podcast, then that becomes a little bit troublesome. But it's something that I love and I want to continue it. But if I soldier on at this point in time, I'm afraid it's going to have to close down someday. So in the interest of keeping it going for the longer term, I have decided that for a while, I'm going to take a break. So last week I could not do it, and that's not right. I should plan this. So I am going to take a little bit of a break from Enterprise Architecture Radio. I'm not going to be publishing any episodes for a few weeks. How many weeks? I'm not entirely sure right now. There's one large program that I'm running at work, which is taking away most of my time. But there's also some personal projects that I'm running, just like Enterprise Architecture Radio. And the idea is to think. When I was younger, when I was in college days and then early part of my career, I used to be a daydreamer. I used to imagine and I used to look into the future and think of all the things that I wanted and desired and all that. And over a period of time, I've come to realize that I don't do that sufficiently anymore. Now, when I was younger, daydreaming was considered to be a bad thing. A vagabond used to be considered an insult. But in today's day and age, when we have Instagram and YouTube and all these different distractions of social media, I think looking into the abyss and thinking of nothing, or thinking about a future that is desirable, or not doing anything, feels like the right thing to do. And to be very honest, I've been keeping myself busy for such a long period of time that I have not done that enough. So I'd like to spend some time with myself. I would like to spend some time daydreaming, thinking about a future. And I don't take this lightly. I think whatever I am today, whatever I've accomplished, and I'm not saying that I'm big or huge or extremely successful or anything. There are tons and tons of people who've done much better than me. But I think I've come a long way when I compare it to what I was 24 years ago. When I started my career, there was a dot-com bubble burst and there wasn't a job to find. And I was roaming on the streets with a printout of my resume, going from door to door. And I remember the time when companies used to have drop boxes where you can drop your resume if required. I don't even know if somebody even looked at those resumes anymore, or it straight went into the garbage. But those were the days, and by God's grace, I have come a long way, and whatever I am today, a large part of that is daydreaming, is imagining, is visualizing, is thinking about what I want to do and how I want to do it, and charting a path. But last couple of months, years actually, I have not done that. I haven't visualized what the future looks like or what the next steps are going to be in my career. And it's very important to visualize, get into the details of, things such as, what do the mornings look like? When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? Where are you? Or, who are the people around you? Or what kind of activities do you look forward to in the afternoon or in the evening? Things like that, Try to visualize it, because I believe in the power of the subconscious, and I feel that if you are able to visualize it appropriately, then your mind makes it happen, the placebo effect or what have you. So I haven't done that for a very long time. So in fact, the other day, early in the morning, I was sitting with a cup of coffee in the balcony and I was trying to do the visualization. And to be very honest, I could not do it. I'm very much out of practice. Not only that, I could not see the path ahead of me. I could not visualize what I want 2 years or 5 years down, So I would really like to do that. And of course, there's work and there's family and, I would like to create a cone of silence and sit down and think. I think I should be done with all this in a couple of weeks, and I think I'll start the Enterprise Architecture Radio again in a couple of weeks and we'll be back to normal. But I'd like to take some time off and think. And I would encourage and recommend every one of you out there who's listening to my podcast to visualize on a regular basis, to think of a future that is desirable for you. What does it look like? Get into the details as much as possible and spend some time doing nothing, just nothing at all. So this is Nilotpal Das from Enterprise Architecture Radio, signing off for a few weeks. But in the meantime, keep the conversations going because, like I say every time, Enterprise Architecture Radio is not just a podcast. It is a community of practicing enterprise architects and IT professionals and even business professionals for that matter, coming together, talking to each other, learning from each other, guiding each other, but most importantly, having fun.